views. I don't want to be Mr. Views. And I've now hit the tips goal 66 straight damn streams, which is crazy. Wow. But I don't know if it's going to happen. And quite frankly, some people were telling me that there was issues with tipping. So I went through this big thing, and hopefully tipping is working now. I hope. Because it would really suck if tipping's not working. I'm not aware. And now we can't hit the tips goal because the tipping thing is broken. There's been a lot of stuff going on recently regarding my personal life. And I've been talking about this on my streams recently, that legally I am bound. I cannot mention any specifics whatsoever in regards to my personal life. My allergies have been really bad this past month. My throat has been gunked up quite a lot. It's actually not that bad today, but I don't know how it's going to last talking for 3 straight hours here on the show. In addition, I have an ear infection. I had an ear infection in my right ear for a week. Finally, that was going away, and now I got a left ear infection that I'm putting medicine in every day. So my whole, my ears clogged up, my equilibrium's thrown off. It's really screwed up. But I'm doing my best to be here and be consistent and put out streams for you guys regardless. So every drama queen on the internet latched onto this story and just ran with it for months and months and months. And they fabricated the most ridiculous, preposterous, insane, concocted theories, conspiracy theories, and insane slander and negativity towards me that they possibly could in order to basically make it like a 4-month 3-ring circus of, wow, Phil's life sucks, Phil's going down, Phil's doing this, Phil's doing that, doing all these ridiculous, immoral, illegal things and blah, 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 blah. And none of that actually happened. Like, the truth of the matter is that the past 4 months, I just kind of sat back and watched the insanity happen on the internet. The absolute insanity of this stuff going on. Like, oh my God, how could this be? The sky is falling. I can't believe this because we've been talking about this for 4 months. This was the end of Phil. And now Phil really must be immortal. Phil must be that guy that's going to be around forever because no matter what comes his way, no matter what happens to him, he survives. He survived the incident 4 years ago. He survived constant slander and controversy. He survived everyone trying to eliminate him from the internet, and now he survived this legal thing. So obviously, it's like a meme now that no matter what, okay, no matter what, I'm going to survive.
I'll survive. I will survive.
Everything people said about me was bullshit. I provided the factual evidence of everything that I've ever said about myself to the correct parties. When provided with that evidence, they said, okay, wow, this is the truth of the matter, makes sense. Sucks that now you have this much slander all over the internet for you or whatever. And that was that. And this guy's a pathological liar, all right? And, there's so many idiots who have made stuff up about me now for months and months, and their jaws have dropped. Oh my God, I can't believe this was the outcome. Well, you didn't have any facts. Now, 4 months later, everyone's jaw drops and everyone's so shocked and surprised. Well, it's because you didn't have the information. You're idiots. You literally made shit up for 4 months in order to push your own toxic agendas on the internet to make money, while I, behind the scenes, was handling it incredibly professionally, wasn't exposing any information that I shouldn't that could hurt me, and I gave the correct and proper and truthful information to the parties that needed it, and now we are where we are. I don't want to waste time on my streams and on Ask the King addressing this stupid shit. I look so stupid! Because it was none of anyone's business to begin with, but they made it their business because they wanted to make money off of me, and now they all look fucking insanely stupid because they didn't have any information to talk about anyway. They were literally pulling shit out of their assholes constantly. Even people who claim that they're reputable were doing insults and doing insulting thumbnails and fucking clickbait titles and every possible thing to make extra money during this time frame because they saw my personal life as a cash cow of drama for them. Fuck those negative, disgusting, toxic people. I don't do that. I don't make that kind of content, and I never will. I'm a positive guy. I focus on positivity. I tell you guys every day on my streams, I'm not a person who revels in hurting others to get over. I will put out positive, fun gameplay content for you guys, and I will continue to be successful that way. That's the point of my gameplay. This is going to basically be the last time that I'm going to bring this shit up. There was one content creator who swears he's an expert on subjects like this, and he made videos for months about it. I watched a few of the videos, no exaggeration. At least half the time this guy spoke, he was legally wrong about what he was saying, yet he produces himself as an expert on the internet about this shit. And it's like, if the guy who's supposed to be an expert is wrong 50% of the time, can you imagine, all the other shit the other shitheads are saying? That's 100% wrong, you see? Someone who's been making fun of me on the internet for months with, videos that are not only insulting but prying to my personal life, with very insulting thumbnails on the videos to get clickbait, and someone who then, after months and months of doing this, now contacts me on Twitter and says, we want to come on my show. Fuck no, you idiot. You've been fucking defaming me for months. Why the fuck would I go on your show now, you stupid idiot? But in a nutshell, they were completely wrong. They made shit up for 4 months. I was truthful, but I withheld the truthful information for the parties that needed it because I was afraid if I did put that information on the internet, people would just use more of it against me and spin it in a more toxic way. I was right. And now, because I handled it professionally, we can move on in a very positive way, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. Rat Coach here says, I love it when you get passionate. It's okay to cry on stream if you need to. In this case, I'm not crying. And if I cried, it would be tears of joy at this point. Seriously. That was my depression. My past few years of my life have been incredibly stressful. Because of things going on behind the scenes that I don't like to talk about publicly with you guys because it has nothing to do with my streaming at all, really. Do that, ever anymore. Why would I do that? Especially anywhere near work equipment. That was a really stupid low time in my life, as I told you guys many times. That was like a really, really low time in my life. I was depressed, and it was a really dumb thing that I did, and I got caught out doing it. I'm not 100% out of the woods. My life's going to be very rough for years, where I'm going to basically have to try to build stuff back. Stuff that's been destroyed personally for me behind the scenes. I'm going to have to try to build this stuff back up. It's going to be hard. I'm behind on stuff right now. Like I told you guys, taxes. I'm behind on taxes that I need to catch up on. And it's going to be rough doing that. But I'm going to do my best to get back to a position over a course of years here where I feel that now I'm back on stable legs. I've been off those stable legs for about 5 years. It was really about 5 years ago. I keep telling you guys, it was 5 years ago when my YouTube channels had those false copyright strikes and my income went boo. That was pretty much the beginning of the end for me, where all my debt racked massively up and everything got fucked up for me. I've told you this, guys, publicly over the years, over and over. So for 5 years, I've constantly struggled with this, and now finally I'm in a position where I feel like I can now begin afresh, anew. I need to get back on stable legs and start fresh. I'm going to work to do that. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to work to do that. But the good news is, you guys aren't going to have to hear about it. And then later on in my Street Fighter career, I tried to make up for that by becoming a tournament organizer and running tournaments, that basically were money out of my pocket to run them. I had to upfront put a lot of the investment of money and everything to keep the community alive before Street Fighter 4 came out and reinvigorated the community. On the East Coast, I was one of the guys that was keeping it alive for 2-3 years there when it was dying out because there were no new games from Capcom for a very long time. And I basically tried to kind of give back to the community in that way because I felt really bad after a big career being a dickhead. It is what it is. There's things that are good about it. There's things that are bad about it. It's definitely stressful. I had this conversation with my mom when I visited her last month. And she's basically like, you understand you're stressing yourself to your limit. Like every month I call her, or every week I call her and I tell her about what's going on with me. And right now, financially things aren't good. I owe back taxes to the government because of stuff that's happened. I couldn't afford them. And I've got all these crazy debts in my name that doing this, I don't see how it's ever going to get better. And my mom's even like, you really, right now, here's the thing, I work 6 days a week, basically 10 to 12 hour days. You can realize I start streaming at 10. My second stream usually ends around 9:30, 10. I'm uploading during that time period. I only get 1 day a week to spend with my wife, okay? I barely see her outside of that. Barely do I get any time with her outside of the 1 day off a week that we get together. And my mom's basically like, how long do you think you're going to be able to do this? Not for the fact that, how it's just so stressful. And she's right. With all the ups and downs and crazy stuff that I've been through, it's just a very stressful thing to do. Not the streams themselves, but all the financial stress and things that come around it. It's pretty stressed out. I've been stressed out recently.
Oh my God.
A lot. Right now, we're in a situation where I don't know what the future holds. I work more now than I ever did. Like this job, I worked more doing this than I ever did for any other job that I had previously. Admittedly, would I like to be more popular and have more viewers and more income? I mean, what am I going to be, an asshole and say no? Of course, everyone's going to say yes to that. But the question is at what price? Because if you look at those people who are bigger than me, they all do the same shit. They act like a certain over-the-top style character for their streams to attract a certain kind of youthful audience. They all do the ridiculously edited thumbnails with the reaction face on it to try to get, you know, the overreaction in general in their videos. They pull stunts. They do ridiculous stuff. They participate in drama style content, right? They all do it. They all do it, right? You know, few and far between you'll find one of these guys who's popular who doesn't have some kind of ridiculous gimmick that got them to where they are. And a lot of them, quite frankly, are very similar. Let's be honest, and I'm not saying this is bad, all right? PewDiePie, Markiplier, what's that other guy with the green hair, right? I can't even remember his name. Oh, Jacksepticeye, right? If you really look at all of them, they're all the same. They do the same kind of content. They act the same. They dress up in, you know, I dye my hair to look like a cartoon character. Now, not to say PewDiePie doesn't really do that, but he did go full blonde there for a while. I mean, I'll be honest, just like any other normal human, yes, am I jealous of certain people and people who are successful and whatever? Of course I am. Of course I'm going to have jealousy. That's a natural human emotion for those who have more than you. You're always going to have that natural kind of jealousy of those who maybe have, been more successful or things like that. Because I wanted to be true to myself and I wanted to be successful, not because I found some kind of a trend to attract little kids to my content, but because I put out content that people found as meaningful and positive. Okay? Me being myself. And I'll be honest, in the last 3 years that I have become a full-time streamer, I feel the stuff I do is genuine, positive, and way more meaningful and fun than the stuff I used to do back when I was just a YouTuber making stupid, immature, sexual jokes and dumb shit like that. Now I'm a way more honest dude. This whole thing in regards to like people who have waifus in video games or a waifu in anime or whatever that even entails. I mean, my understanding of it is very limited. I guess what it is that like you get a favorite female character who you feel is like a person, like if they were real, you would want to date them or be with them romantically or something like that, I guess. I'm guessing that's what it's supposed to be like. Who's your waifu in Final Fantasy? Is it Aerith or is it Tifa or is it Jessie? And it's like, for me, all right, my perspective here is as follows, okay? Sure, I'll clarify why I banned Snow Carl. First of all, he's talking about, oh, I like this girl, I like that girl. Who do you like, Phil? I've only talked a million times about how I'm not like that. I'm 38 years old. I'm not going to sit here and talk about girls that I like in fucking games when I'm married in real life. He knows that. He does it to annoy me and to derail the stream. Then he starts talking about the tractor stuff, and that's the last straw. It's one thing if he's going to be annoying the whole stream and do it on purpose. It's another thing if he's going to actually try to, like, now bring up negative shit to derail the stream. So that's a double violation of the rules. I've had enough. He's gone. If that's what you like, fine. If that's how you are, if every time that you play a game that has females in it, right, you have to have this waifu thing going on. Oh, here we go. Now, good player with open wall, and now is cheering and talking about spending time with Tifa and Aerith. Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Alright, honest question. I think this guy obviously is trying to troll me, but do people not realize that they're fictional characters? So when you make jokes like, oh, I wish I could be at home, during the pandemic, flattening the curve with Tifa and Aerith, it's like, they're not real, loser. They're not real people. What are you talking about? You have to rank the females against each other for reasons, and then say that one's better than the other, and this is the one that's your personal preference or whatever, and this is the one that you would want to be with if they were real or whatever. That's not something that I feel has any value in my content or on my streams. All right, just being honest here. I'm 38 years old. The time of me fantasizing about video game and cartoon characters is long past. I'm a married man in a loving relationship, and I love my life. I don't need to play Final Fantasy VII Remake and fantasize about one of the girls as the waifu of the group, because I have something way better than that in real life That thought doesn't even literally pop into my mind. I don't even humanize the characters in most video games. I realize that's an avatar. That's a virtual character that doesn't exist, right? And I'm not going to pretend like that's a person who I have an emotional attachment to or anything. I'm too old for that shit. I was honestly thinking of retiring it then. Excuse me. Captain Charisma tipped me $1.30 and says, back in your PC building days, were you more Intel or AMD? Were you more NVIDIA or ATI? If I remember correctly, I actually built things that were both. I had one computer that had a really high-end Intel processor and like an NVIDIA card. And then the other one, it was more like AMD and ATI. And in reality, as long as you optimize your system, they pretty much run just as good. I mean, yeah, you're going to have, okay, slight power difference here, slight power difference there. But, you know, like, especially for the cost difference between some of these things. And then it was hilarious because everyone was telling me you could do this on one PC. But then when I finally get down to figuring it out, it's incredible. You can't do a normal capture setup. You have to use Shadow Play and other third-party styles, applications to record and encode in a different manner. And that way it uses the GPU instead of the CPU. And you overclock and you do this. And I'm listening to all this. I'm like, I can't do that. You know, I'm a simple guy. I'm a gamer. Crabcock asks, have I ever sharded my pants? Yes, absolutely. I've sharded my pants. I'm an honest dude, absolutely. Because my wife will be home around 10, and I'm not gonna finish my streaming until like probably like 9. So I'll have whopping half an hour to watch it before she gets home. So I'm probably not watching it. Just like wrestling in the past 2-3 months, I haven't watched any of it. All right, PW Dubs to the $1.30 is now banned from the chat for spoiling WrestleMania like a fucking idiot. Yes. Wow, my chat froze, so I can't actually do that, but here we go. I said right up front at the beginning of this stream, do not fucking spoil WrestleMania for anyone. He just spoiled a major match on WrestleMania in the stream chat, so you're banned now. Fuck you. Stupid asshole. That pisses me off, because I want to watch the matches and I get fucking spoiled. Honestly, I think it's going to be really hard to keep it going to 100. I'm being honest here. Like, I think it will be very, very hard to keep the vest stream to go to 100. I think it's going to be a huge accomplishment to do that if it happens. So, like I said, let's see as we get closer to 100. Let's see what happens. And, you know, like I said, I'm thinking in my head about a few things I could possibly do for it. So we'll see. But let's see. So each week on 6, so it's 12. So in 2 more weeks, fuck you to all the shitheads out there who basically make a living defaming me every day with no or half information, speculation, controversial drama. Go fuck yourselves. You know, this is where it was gonna happen at the end anyway. And you made my life a living hell for 4 months, basically. And now that's all over with, and I can go back to just being myself and relaxing a bit and having fun with games and not having to worry every night about what's gonna happen in my future because shitheads are defaming me every day on the internet. I'm just done with it. Like, I'm finally get like a breath of relief today. And I'm like, yes, finally I can just move on positively, and that's where I am. I don't care what any of the rest of these idiots say. They're fucking wrong. Period. All right.
What happened?
I won.